Okay, so there's an absolutely mind-blowing amount of Marvel updates out there. I'm talking about details about a Silver Surfer project going into active development, a spin-off to the Agatha show being developed, updates about Doctor Strange 3, and we got to talk about the post-credit scene to Captain America Brave New World and how it sets up freaking Doctor freaking Doom. Friggin' A. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the Silver Surfer project. Now, this is something that had been rumored for some time, although there was a period where it seemed like this project had fallen by the wayside. According to Daniel RPK, the Silver Surfer project is in active development once again. And in fact, Matt Shakman is said to be producing the project. Now, I wanted to bring this up for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I'm really hoping that this is a great show that is developed because, frankly, a lot of Marvel's television stuff kind of sucks right now. But the Silver Surfer as a character is really interesting to tackle for a show. And the show itself could be very cosmic in nature and see the Silver Surfer going around to different parts of the Marvel universe. And so I think that's really cool. And I'm excited that this is in development. And I hope to someday be watching a dope Silver Surfer project on Disney+. And the other reason I'm bringing this up is because I think it is connected to the Fantastic Four movie. This is likely an idea that they're working on as they continue to shoot the Fantastic Four film or get ready to shoot it. And I can't help but think that this project would actually be connected to Norrin Rad, the 616 version of the Silver Surfer, and not Shallowbal or any other herald of Galactus that is said to be in the Fantastic Four movie. Without getting lost in the nerdy weeds on this one, the traditional Silver Surfer of Norrin Rad is either not in the Fantastic Four movie or he's barely in the Fantastic Four movie. The rumor right now is that it's either going to be Shallowbal or it's going to be multiple heralds of Galactus. This version of Galactus is apparently not from the Fantastic Four universe. He enters into the Fantastic Four universe and then starts destroying planets, getting heralds, and causing a big problem. And the rumor is that that movie will end with the destruction of that universe. So if there's going to be a show with the Silver Surfer going around a universe exploring, it's probably not going to be that one because that universe is gone. And so you can see why I think this will be the 616 version of the Silver Surfer and probably Norrin Rad himself. And as a massive freaking fan of Norrin Rad, I will forgive him barely being involved in the MCU Fantastic Four movie if we get a whole as either special presentation or show focusing on that character. Okay, next up, let's talk about these updates surrounding an Agatha spin-off. Now, this is also coming from Daniel RPK, and he chimed in on Patreon to say that Marvel Studios is currently developing another WandaVision spin-off. This one apparently about finding Wanda's other kid, who's of course Speed, aka Tommy Kaplan. Now, right now, Agatha all along is airing, and that show seems to center around Wiccan or Billy. That's who the teen is likely to be, as spoiled by Funko and other actors and whatnot. Honestly, not a great mystery. Saw it coming a 1,000 miles away, but yeah, it looks like Agatha's going to actually be about one of Wanda's children. Well, according to Daniel, Marvel's going to do another show that's about finding her other child, Speed. And I can't help but think this also ties into massive leaks from last week where My Time to Shine Hello was talking about a new plan for Wanda Maximoff from Kevin Feige. And that new contract for Elizabeth Olsen apparently includes multiple other WandaVision spin-offs, a solo WandaVision movie, or rather a Scarlet Witch movie, and then the Scarlet Witch herself being a big part of the next two Avengers movies and a massive part of the Mutant Saga. By the way, I'm starting to think that maybe the Scarlet Witch movie won't be a Battle World movie and actually will be one of the first big movies in the Mutant Saga, but I'm not sure on that. A lot of mystery surrounding that show. A lot of mystery surrounding that movie. But the point is, this is more reporting from insiders that you're going to get a spin-off of WandaVision, and Daniel's being specific, talking about how it's going to be finding Speed, her other son. Maybe this could end up being Vision Quest, although I thought Vision Quest was going to have like a completely separate story, so this is probably a whole nother show. And I mean, I guess this could be cool, but I hope they wait till we have like X-Men and mutants properly in the MCU, because this would be great with like other mutants. That could be an interesting show. Like, what if it's Ralph Boner, but he's not Ralph Boner anymore? He's actually Quicksilver, and you have a show with these two speedsters out there causing trouble, being tracked down by people that hate mutants. That sounds like a cool show. Either way, let me know what you think about it. I'm kind of like iffy on it, but I suppose it could be cool. Okay, next up, let's talk about Doctor Strange 3. Now, this one's really crazy. A newsletter by Jeff Snyder late last week reported that Sam Raimi is in final talks or being looked at as the director of Doctor Strange 3. Now, I will say that My Time to Shout Hello came forward to sort of throw some cold water on the Sam Raimi thing. She said it's not 100% true yet, which indicates to me that he is likely in final talks pitching to Marvel Studios to do Doctor Strange 3. But if this does end up happening, it feels like there's movement on Doctor Strange 3 right now like crazy, which to me indicates that it's likely one of these Battle World movies. Part of why I think that is because Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus keeps talking about how important the story for Doctor Strange will be for the conclusion of the multiverse saga and really for Secret Wars. And so a lot of us think, just according to all the different leaks and rumors, that Doctor Strange 3 must happen during the multiverse saga. It will very likely be one of the Battle World movies and probably set up massive story beats and implications for Secret Wars. And right now, there's just so much mystery around the Battle World movies and how this big epic conclusion of the multiverse saga is going to go down. But if Doctor Strange 3 is supposed to play a big role in that, I would not mind Sam Raimi helming that project. I know that some fans didn't love the Sam Raimi isms in Multiverse of Madness. I'm a big Sam Raimi fan, so I kind of liked them. And I would also be really interested in seeing what Sam Raimi would do with an even bigger, crazier multiverse story and on a project that had a different writer than Michael Waldron. Now, here's the thing. I actually really like Michael Waldron. Like, I think he's a really good writer. I like Multiverse of Madness quite a bit. Like, I think it's an underrated movie, but you kind of can't deny that whether it was because of his writing talent or just all of the different changes that were going on in that production, because remember, that movie was supposed to come out before Spider-Man No Way Home, then it came out afterwards, and I think Waldron did like 17 different drafts on that film. This was a movie coming out of the pandemic restrictions and having to deal with a lot of creative overhaul behind the scenes at the studio, so Multiverse of Madness had a lot of things working against it. I'd expect Doctor Strange 3 to be a much tighter and more ambitious movie because, number one, there are less restrictions for them to go create this thing, but number two, they have a more clear plan for what they're actually doing in the multiverse saga. I think a lot of the cool multiversal elements were actually stripped out of Multiverse Madness because Marvel just wasn't ready to go that crazy that quickly. But now we got to talk about the big friggin' kahuna, and that would be Daniel RPK chiming in about the post-credit scene in Captain America Brave New World. Now, what he said is that after reshoots, the post-credit scene of Brave New World is going to set up World War Hulk, and it is going to connect to the multiverse saga. Now, interestingly enough, we actually have some indication of what this scene is due to recent plot leaks for Captain America Brave New World. Now, spoiler warning here, I don't think it's too crazy, and I myself am actually really interested to actually see this scene to get the real version of the scene, because a lot of the stuff people are saying about it, it's confusing. But according to the new plot leak, the scene will see Sam Wilson go to the raft and visit the leader. And the leader is going to tell Sam Wilson that he gave the super soldier or Hulk serum to Amadeus Cho, and the leader is also going to tell Sam Wilson that something big and bad is coming and they all need to get ready. And I believe that big bad thing that is coming is actually going to be Rabum Alal or Doctor Doom. That's why Daniel is saying that that post-credit scene is going to connect to the multiverse saga. That is how that's going to happen. And part of why I think that has to do with Alex Perez saying a couple of weeks ago that according to what he has heard, the Avengers will be assembling and become aware of a big threat that is out there, and they're going to begin to prepare. That threat is going to end up being RDJ's Doctor Doom. That's like how Marvel Studios wants to set up Doctor Doom, and they want to do it really, really quickly. So they're having the leader be sort of the MacGuffin machine for that post-credit scene in Captain America Brave New World. But then there's the question of the World War Hulk element. How could they be setting up World War Hulk? Well, that has to do with the leader actually giving the serum to Amadeus Cho. Now, Amadeus Cho himself is going to be set up in this movie. He's going to be working over at Stark Technologies or Stark Industries or whatever. And of course, in Marvel Comics, Amadeus Cho does become the Hulk. But we also know that the leader gives Hulk serum to President Ross in Brave New World. That's part of his plan too. He's trying to give a whole bunch of people Hulk serums. He's trying to make a whole bunch of Hulks. And it seems like the reason he wants to do that is because something big and bad is coming. He wants to prepare our world with as many Hulks and super soldiers as possible. So will that manifest in Doomsday with a World War Hulk plotline? I think it could if it is connected to the Maestro. And in fact, these rumors of RDJ's Doctor Doom having like his own team of villains or like Dark Avengers, if that all ends up being true, then I could totally see a scenario in which the Maestro Hulk comes to Earth and he works for Doctor Doom, and he's there to take over the planet. And then we have a bunch of hulked out people on 616 that end up fighting against the Maestro Hulk, while other Avengers or Illuminati are trying to stop RDJ's Doctor Doom from doing something crazy. And there's a lot we don't know about this post-credit scene. Again, I gotta see it. I want to see what they're actually talking about. But according to Daniel, and when you consider what Alex said, and then the recent plot leaks, that seems to be the case. That seems to be the way they want to set up World War Hulk, the new Avengers team preparing for Doctor Doom. I would love to know your thoughts about all of this and more. You can put them in the comment section below on this video. You can come by one of the live streams and ask me one of your questions live. There's a lot going on right now with Marvel Studios. They're changing, they're planning, they're getting ready to do what I think will end up being the craziest couple of years of movies and shows that they've ever attempted as they try to really establish a road to RDJ Doctor Doom and wrap up the multiversal saga. And I will be covering all the little updates, rumors, and leaks as we go through that for the next couple of years. So make sure you are subscribed. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.